Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Air Huarache utility. This shoe has a starting retail price of about $125 depending on the colorway. And if you are interested in a pair for yourself, there will be a buy it now link down below in the description of this video, so go ahead and check that out. And with that being said, let's get right into my review. All right, so here is a look at the shoes. This is the Air Huarache utility, which essentially is kind of a modernized, almost military-esque variation of the Nike Air Huarache runners, which is a classic shoe from Nike. Now, this is a shoe that it's been out for, I want to say, a couple months now, at least, maybe more than that. About the start of the winter time is when these first came out. There have been tons and tons of colorway releases since then, but it's a shoe that, like I said, is kind of one of those winterized sneakers from Nike where they take one of their classic models and make a sneaker boot variation, I guess. This technically isn't a sneaker boot, but it kind of is based on what you can see and how the shoe feels, especially in person. But the main reason why I didn't pick them up until now is that I think the retail price is a little bit too high depending on the colorway. These retail from $125 to $140, which not super expensive, but that's a little bit more expensive than an actual pair of Huaraches, which I would argue is possibly a little bit better looking, but I was a big fan of this colorway, managed to catch them on sale for, I believe, about $80. So I figured that they were worth the $80 price tag, and I decided to pick up a pair. I actually picked these up alongside a pair of kind of desert sand camo Nike Free Trainer 5.0 version 6s. I'm not sure if that video already went up or this one's going up first, but you will see both of those sneakers on this particular channel at one point or another. So I guess stay tuned for that. Or go ahead and watch that video depending on when this one actually went up, because again, I'm not 100% sure on that. But nonetheless, I like this colorway. It has that kind of military vibe. I think it's very fitting for this particular shoe that is quite bunky, quite clunky, sorry, not bunky, that's not a word. Clunky, a little bit, I guess, depending on what your tastes are, the Huarache model is not the most attractive shoe. It is really an unusual kind of oddball sneaker. And I get that when I wear regular Huaraches. People always ask me, what the heck are those? They either love them or they hate them. And I guess you could say that a lot about kind of the more unusual retro sneakers that I guess people who are more into sneakers would wear, where regular people would just completely disregard them and almost view them as ugly. This is definitely one of those shoes. It's got this really strange upper. It's a Nike shoe without any Nike swooshes on it. It has the Air Huarache badge right here in rubber. It says Air Huarache by Nike with the Huarache logo in the middle. It does technically say Nike right there on the back of the heel. And obviously it does have Huarache elements in the form of this little rubberized strap going across the back. And as well as the neoprene across the top here. The actual midsole, I'm not sure if this is something that is entirely unique to this particular shoe or if it's taken from a previous older Huarache model. Honestly, I'm not too familiar with the entire history of the Huarache line. I have a couple pairs of the runners, but that's about it. Nonetheless, though, it's very unique. It's got this kind of, I guess, I don't even know what you would call this, these little kind of bumps going around the heel area. It's got some strange swoops and indentations. It's got this interesting kind of triangle effect here on the lateral side. I think it actually looks pretty cool. Again, it's not for everybody by any means, but I actually quite like how this shoe looks, especially in this colorway. It's this khaki brown. It's got the olive green camo here going across the neoprene area. I like the fact that they did incorporate some kind of modern elements to this particular shoe, despite its kind of retro vibe, I guess. It's got the floating laces with obviously the flywire strands holding the laces in place. It's got this little neoprene strap that runs from the heel and then kind of crisscrosses here to be that top lace hole. The actual inside of the shoe does feature an air unit, a zoom unit in the heel area. Although comfort is definitely not a strong suit of this particular shoe, I don't find them nearly as comfortable as an actual pair of Huarache runners, mainly because this textile material along with the fuse is just a little bit stiffer than I would like it to be, although that could change over time. These are brand new, but out of the box, like I said, they don't feel quite as comfortable as I was hoping for them to be. The midsole is quite significant, so it lifts you pretty high off the ground if that's something that you don't like or you do really like. And then of course you do have plenty of rubber on the bottom, rubber in the heel and rubber through the entire forefoot and basically toe area. The only part that isn't rubber is this part right here that is straight up foam, but pretty much insignificant, and given that this is a casual wear shoe, it honestly isn't all that important. So they should last you if that's something that you are concerned about. But that's pretty much it as far as just kind of a close-up look and all the different details of this particular shoe. Huarache inspired, kind of a little bit more rugged, a little bit more bulky, a little bit kind of military looking in my opinion, but I kind of like that look, especially in this particular colorway. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. And with that being said, let's move on to the on-feet portion of the video so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes look. And of course, I'll talk about how they fit and feel on feet as well. All right, so here is a look at the shoes on feet. On my left foot, you can see that I left in the stock rope laces, which I think look fine, but the problem I always find with rope laces is that they tend to come undone really easily. So I actually threw in a pair of junior length black reflective SR4U replacement laces. Junior length obviously because these don't have many lace holes, so the laces have to be a little bit shorter. And these are approximately the same length as the stock ones. I went with black just because I felt like it suited the kind of military camo vibe of this shoe. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna actually wear in the shoes, but I always like to experiment with lace colors just to see what it looks like and to see if it'll improve the look in any way. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment sections. If you're interested in a pair of SR4U laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. You find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. So go ahead and check it out if you are at all interested. As far as how these things fit and feel on feet, they're not quite as comfortable as I was honestly expecting. The regular Huarache runners I find very comfortable. These are a little bit firmer, a little bit more rigid as far as the outsole is concerned. The outsole to me on this shoe feels like it's on a slope. It almost feels like a wedge where the heel is significantly taller than the toe. Maybe that's just me, maybe it's just how they fit, but it's not quite as comfortable as I was perhaps hoping. Again, they're brand new, that could change after some wear time, but out of the box, like I said, the outsole is a lot firmer than I was honestly expecting. And I also don't love how the shoe feels at the front part where you have this textile and the fuse. Again, it's not the softest against your foot, so again, that could change after some wear time, but out of the box, these things honestly are stiffer than I was expecting. As far as the width of the shoe is concerned, it does have basically a one-piece enclosure that really isn't going to stretch much, but there is still a decent amount of width here. It's pretty much the same as far as width is concerned when compared to a regular pair of Huaraches. So if you've worn a pair of those before, these are going to fit pretty similarly in terms of width overall. And as far as sizing is concerned, the sizing is different on these in comparison to the Huarache runners. I went with my usual size 9.5 US. In Huarache runners, I've worn 10. I've worn even 10.5 just because they tend to run really small. I went with 9.5 here, kind of ordering them online. And the fit is honestly pretty snug. So if you want that snug fit, I'd recommend going true to size. Whereas if you want something a little bit roomier, you can definitely go a half size up pretty safely in this particular shoe. At the end of the day, it really is personal preference when it comes to that kind of thing though. Alright guys, that is it for my review of the Nike Air Huarache Utilities. Again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, there is a buy it now link down below in the description of this video. You can go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions at all regarding this particular sneaker, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. And of course, if you have any suggestions for other sneakers you'd perhaps like to see featured on the channel, leave those suggestions down below in the comments as well, and I'll take a look at everything you guys have to say. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more sneaker reviews, of course. All my social media information is linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.